Have you ever felt like your emotions are in control of your life, instead of the other way around? What if I told you there's a set of ancient teachings, kept secret for generations, that can teach you to control your emotions so effectively that even the greatest challenges become opportunities for growth? In this video, you will discover 7 Stoic lessons that will not only transform the way you handle your emotions but also set you on the path to true serenity and inner power. Topic 1: Understanding control. True power begins when we understand that control is in our hands, but not over everything. One of the main teachings of the Stoics is the clear distinction between what we can and cannot control. Imagine yourself on a stormy day. You don't control the rain, but you decide whether to face the bad weather with courage or irritation. This is the first step to a more serene life, accepting that our emotions are the only things we can truly govern. Now, think about how this applies to your daily life. At work, for example, you can't control your boss's decisions or your colleagues' moods, but you can control how you react to these situations. By focusing on what is within your reach, you avoid frustration and channel your energy into actions that truly make a difference. Stoicism teaches that by mastering our reactions, we build an inner fortress that protects us from life's storms. Why let external events define your emotional state? By internalizing this lesson, you realize that controlling your emotions is the key to freedom. Think about that stressful traffic you face daily. You can choose to get irritated or use the time to reflect on your day. This simple choice shows how much we can shape our life experience, even in adverse situations. Moreover, by understanding control, you begin to redefine the concept of success. Instead of measuring your achievements by the outcome, start focusing on effort and dedication. If a project doesn't succeed, but you gave it your best, that's already a victory. The Stoics believe that true success lies in mastering oneself, not in external circumstances. Following this path leads to an unshakable peace. This teaching is also essential for handling personal relationships. We cannot control how others act, but we can choose how we react. By applying Stoicism, you learn not to be carried away by anger or despair during disagreements. Instead, you choose calm, cultivating an environment of mutual understanding. Imagine the positive impact this can have on your family and social life. To deepen this practice, consider keeping a journal where you can reflect on your daily challenges. Write about situations where you were able to exercise control over your emotions and those where you weren't. This practice, inspired by the Stoics, is a powerful tool for self-knowledge and personal growth. Over time, you'll find that controlling your emotions becomes more natural and consistent. Finally, by internalizing the importance of control, you are preparing for the next step in your Stoic journey: reflection before reaction. Learning to pause and think before acting not only improves your decisions but also strengthens your ability to maintain serenity in any situation. Topic 2: Reflection before reaction. When you face a challenging situation, what's your first reaction? Often, we're quick to respond, driven by emotions that aren't always the best advisors. The Stoics teach us the importance of pausing and reflecting before acting. This pause, however brief, can be the difference between an impulsive response and a thoughtful decision. Imagine being in a heated argument. Instead of immediately snapping back, take a deep breath and think, what would a wise Stoic do now? As you develop this practice, you begin to realize that pausing before reacting isn't a sign of weakness but of control. When someone provokes you, you might feel anger rising, but remember, true strength lies in containing that anger and responding calmly. A good exercise for this is to count to 10 before reacting to any tense situation. This simple habit can transform the way you handle daily challenges, promoting an environment of respect and understanding. Moreover, by practicing reflection before reaction, you foster empathy. When someone acts negatively, instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself what might be motivating that person. Maybe they're dealing with issues you're unaware of. This kind of reflection allows you to respond with compassion, avoiding unnecessary conflicts. It's a practical application of Stoicism in daily life, which can transform your interpersonal relationships. Let's think of a practical example. Imagine you're driving, and someone recklessly cuts you off. The immediate reaction might be to yell or honk, but by reflecting, you realize that this only adds to your stress. Instead, take a deep breath, stay calm, and move on. By doing so, you not only avoid a possible confrontation but also keep your emotional control intact, which is crucial for a more peaceful life. Another benefit of this practice is mental clarity. When you give yourself time to think, your decisions become more accurate and rational. This is particularly important in moments of pressure, like at work or in delicate family situations. By applying stoicism and reflecting before reacting, you avoid hasty decisions that could lead to regret. It's like sharpening the mind before using it. The result is always more precise and effective. For those who want to implement this practice in their lives, a good tip is to set aside a few minutes a day to meditate or simply reflect on the situations you've encountered. This trains the mind to naturally pause before reacting. Over time, this pause will become automatic, and you'll find yourself more and more in control of your emotions and actions. It's a time investment that pays huge dividends in terms of inner peace and harmony in relationships. By mastering this art of reflecting before reacting, you'll be prepared to advance further on the Stoic journey. The next lesson invites us to practice dispassion, which involves observing emotions without being ruled by them. It's a step further, where emotional control becomes refined and deepened. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this content, leave a like on the video. It's quick, and it will help YouTube recognize that our content is relevant and recommend it to more people who could benefit from these ideas. Topic 3: Practicing dispassion. Dispassion is a powerful skill that the Stoics deeply valued. It doesn't mean apathy or indifference, but rather the ability to observe our emotions without being controlled by them. Think of a moment when you felt anger or anxiety. What if, instead of being consumed by these emotions, you could watch them from a distance, like watching a storm pass by through a window? This is the essence of dispassion, absolute control over your reactions. When you practice dispassion, you realize that emotions are fleeting and don't need to dictate your actions. Imagine yourself in a conflict at work. Someone makes a sarcastic comment, and you feel anger rising. Instead of responding in kind, you pause, observe that anger, and choose not to react. By doing so, you not only maintain your composure but also earn the respect of others for your ability not to be swayed by emotions. This practice is particularly useful in stressful moments. When we face a difficult situation, the natural tendency is to react emotionally. However, the Stoics remind us that we can choose how to respond. By adopting a detached stance, you gain clarity and wisdom to make better decisions. A good example would be an investor in the stock market who, seeing a drop in stocks, chooses not to panic but rather to analyze the situation calmly before acting. Dispassion also teaches us not to cling to what is beyond our control. For example, when we face loss or disappointment, the tendency is to drown in sadness. But the Stoics encourage us to observe these feelings without being engulfed by them. Accepting that suffering is a part of life, but doesn't have to define us, is one of the greatest gifts dispassion can offer. It's a constant reminder that our emotions, no matter how intense, are not the entirety of who we are. To apply dispassion in daily life, a useful technique is the practice of negative visualization. Imagine the worst things that could happen and then visualize how you would react calmly and with control. This trains your mind not to be caught off guard when challenges truly arise. It's like creating an emotional shield that protects you from life's storms. Over time, this practice becomes natural, allowing you to maintain serenity even in the most difficult moments. However, dispassion should not be confused with a lack of emotion or empathy. On the contrary, it is the mastery of emotions that allows you to be more compassionate and understanding toward others. By not being dominated by your own passions, you can connect more deeply with those around you, offering support without becoming emotionally entangled in a destructive way. This strengthens not only your relationships but also your own emotional stability. By adopting dispassion, you prepare yourself for a deeper understanding of life's situations, seeing them with clarity and objectivity. And with this solid foundation, you can begin to apply the next Stoic lesson, the long-term perspective. How will what you feel and experience today affect your life in 5 years? This is the question that will guide us to the next step in our journey of self-mastery. Topic 4: Long-term perspective. Amidst the whirlwind of daily concerns, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The Stoics teach us to adopt a long-term perspective to assess the real relevance of the situations we face. When something seems overwhelming, stop and ask yourself, will this still matter in 5 years? This simple reflection can transform the way you approach challenges, providing immediate relief and allowing you to maintain control over your emotions. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a colleague. The natural tendency is to treat that moment as if it's crucial, but by applying the Stoic perspective, you realize that in a few years, that argument may mean nothing. This understanding allows you to redirect your energy to what really matters, like maintaining good relationships and focusing on personal development. The control of your reactions thus becomes a powerful tool for navigating the chaos of everyday life with serenity. This long-term view also helps us avoid rash decisions. How many times, in a moment of anger or sadness, have we made decisions we later regretted? By considering the future impact of our actions, we become more thoughtful and strategic. For example, before quitting a job because of temporary frustration, think about the long-term consequences of that decision. Is the current discomfort really significant enough to justify such a big change? Moreover, adopting this perspective can drastically improve the way you manage stress. The small irritations of daily life, like a delay or a misunderstanding, often take on greater proportions than they should. By asking yourself if this will really matter in the future, you realize that many of these concerns are fleeting and therefore don't deserve so much of your energy. This strengthens your emotional control and promotes a more balanced life. This approach is also extremely useful for achieving personal and professional goals. When you commit to a goal, it's easy to feel discouraged by immediate obstacles. However, by keeping your focus on the long-term result, you find the motivation needed to overcome the difficulties of the moment. For example, think of a marathon runner who, during training, asks if the pain he feels now will be important when he crosses the finish line. The answer is clear: the present effort is temporary, but the lasting success is worth it. An effective practice to cultivate this perspective is future visualization. Imagine yourself in 5, 10, or even 20 years, and think about what will really matter at that point in your life. What decisions today will have contributed to your happiness and success? This practice not only guides your current choices but also reinforces the importance of maintaining control over your emotions and reactions in the present. With this broader perspective, you prepare yourself for the next stage of the Stoic path, keeping a journal to reflect on your experiences and emotional triggers. By recording your observations, you'll start to identify patterns and develop a deeper understanding of yourself, further strengthening your emotional mastery. If you're appreciating these valuable lessons and want to take your Stoic journey to the next level, we have something special for you. Introducing our ebook, Wealth and Wisdom: Stoicism as a Path to Financial Prosperity. This practical and inspiring guide combines the timeless teachings of Stoicism with modern financial strategies to transform your financial life and develop a balanced and resilient mindset. For just $14.90, you can take the first step toward achieving financial prosperity and true balance. Don't let uncertainty and financial stress control your life. Invest in yourself today and discover the power of Stoic wisdom to achieve true wealth and financial serenity. The link to purchase is in the video description. Don't miss this opportunity. Topic 5: Stoic Journal. Keeping a journal, or Stoic journal, is a practice that dates back to the great Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius. For them, recording daily thoughts and reflections was a way to deepen self-knowledge and strengthen emotional control. Imagine setting aside a few minutes of your day to write about what you felt and how you reacted to the challenges you faced. This practice not only helps organize your emotions but also provides valuable insight into what can be improved. By writing regularly, you begin to identify patterns in your behaviors and emotions. You may notice that certain situations trigger automatic reactions of anxiety or anger. With this clarity, you can work to modify these responses, gaining greater control over your emotions. The act of writing allows you to reflect deeply, almost as if you're conversing with an inner mentor who guides your decisions with wisdom and balance. Moreover, the Stoic journal serves as a record of your victories and learnings. We often focus so much on challenges that we forget to acknowledge our progress. By noting each small achievement, you reinforce your self-confidence and motivate yourself to continue on the path of self-mastery. For example, upon rereading an old entry, you may be surprised to see how well you handled a difficult situation, something that at the time seemed insurmountable. For those looking to deepen this practice, a good suggestion is to start each day with a guiding question and end with a reflection. Questions like, "What can I control today?" or "How can I apply Stoic principles to my challenges?" can focus your mind. And at the end of the day, reflecting on how you applied Stoicism can help solidify these teachings in your daily life. It's a continuous process of learning and growth, where each written page is another step forward in your journey. Another benefit of keeping a journal is the ability to vent, privately and safely, the deepest feelings. Writing about frustrations, fears, and doubts allows you to release these emotions without being dominated by them. It's a space where you can be completely honest with yourself, without judgment. This practice not only clears your mind but also provides a clarity that's hard to achieve with just loose thoughts. Finally, the Stoic journal also serves as a legacy for the future. Imagine, years later, rereading your own words and realizing how much you've grown and evolved. It's a testament to your personal journey, proof of your commitment to self-knowledge and emotional control. Even if times change, the lessons you record today will continue to be a source of wisdom and guidance. And with the journal as your ally, you'll be better prepared to face the next Stoic lesson, seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth. This transformative mindset is what distinguishes true Stoics, who see in every challenge a chance to evolve and strengthen their resilience. Topic 6: Seeing obstacles as opportunities. The Stoics had a unique view of life's challenges. For them, every obstacle was a disguised opportunity. This mindset teaches us that instead of viewing difficulties as enemies, we can see them as chances for growth and learning. Think of the last time you faced adversity. How different would it have been if, instead of resisting, you had embraced the situation, seeking what you could learn from it? This shift in perspective turns emotional control into a true art. When we encounter a problem, the initial reaction may be frustration or despair. But the Stoics encourage us to stop and reflect: what can I gain from this? How can this situation strengthen me? By applying this logic, you begin to see obstacles as tests for your resilience and wisdom. For example, losing a job, instead of being seen as a disaster, could be the perfect opportunity to redirect your career to something you're truly passionate about. This Stoic approach also helps us remain calm in times of crisis. By facing a challenge with an open mind, you avoid falling into a cycle of negativity. Instead, you adopt a proactive stance, seeking solutions and alternatives. Imagine a major project at work has failed. Instead of sinking into worries, you can use the opportunity to assess what went wrong, learn from the experience, and improve your skills for the future. Another practical example is when we face personal difficulties, such as health problems or troubled relationships. In these moments, the Stoics remind us that suffering can be a valuable teacher, making us stronger and more compassionate. By seeing these experiences in a positive light, you not only survive them but also emerge stronger and wiser. Your control over your emotions becomes more robust, and you begin to face life with an optimism grounded in reality. This mindset is also crucial for innovation and creativity. Many advances and discoveries have arisen from moments of crisis or difficulty. By accepting obstacles as part of the process, you open yourself up to new possibilities and solutions that you might not have considered before. It's like turning lemons into lemonade, but with an extra dose of Stoic wisdom, where each challenge is a chance to expand your abilities and redefine your limits. For those who want to cultivate this skill, a useful exercise is the obstacle review. At the end of the day, think about the challenges you faced and ask yourself, how did this help me grow? What did I learn from this experience? This regular practice strengthens your mental and emotional resilience, preparing you to face future challenges with even more courage and confidence. Control over your reactions becomes more natural, almost automatic. With this mindset firmly established, you'll be ready to adopt the next Stoic lesson, the practice of gratitude. Appreciating what we have, even in difficult times, is a crucial step toward cultivating a serene and balanced mind, where emotional control and the pursuit of happiness intertwine in a virtuous circle. Topic 7. Practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is one of the pillars for achieving a balanced and serene life, as taught by the Stoics. Amid the highs and lows of life, stopping to appreciate what we have may seem simple, but it's a practice that requires discipline and intention. Imagine starting the day by recognizing the small blessings that usually go unnoticed, like the warmth of the sun or the simple fact of being alive. This shift in focus strengthens control over emotions, providing a constant sense of contentment and peace. When you cultivate gratitude, you begin to realize that happiness doesn't lie in acquiring more things but in valuing what you already have. The Stoics believed that the secret to a happy life is not in desiring what we don't have but in fully appreciating what is already in our hands. A practical example is setting aside a few minutes at the end of the day to list 3 things you're grateful for. This simple habit can transform your perspective, bringing forth a feeling of abundance and satisfaction. Moreover, regular practice of gratitude can significantly reduce feelings of envy and dissatisfaction. Instead of focusing on what's lacking in your life, you learn to value the small victories and daily joys. Imagine seeing someone achieve something you desire. Instead of feeling bitter, practice gratitude for what you've already achieved. This attitude not only elevates your emotional well-being but also strengthens your resilience in the face of challenges. Practicing gratitude also helps us develop greater empathy and compassion for others. By valuing what we have, we become more aware of the needs of those around us and more willing to offer help. Think about how you feel when someone acknowledges something good you've done. That recognition is an act of gratitude that can transform both the receiver and the giver. Incorporating this practice into your daily interactions strengthens your relationships and creates a positive cycle of generosity and appreciation. Another important aspect is that gratitude keeps us anchored in the present. Often, we worry so much about the future or regret the past that we forget to live in the now. The Stoics teach us to be fully present, and gratitude is a powerful tool for this. By being thankful for what you have at this moment, you free yourself from anxiety and find an inner peace that's hard to shake. To start practicing gratitude more intentionally, you can create a gratitude journal, where you daily write about the good things that happened, no matter how small. Over time, this habit changes your mindset, making you more attentive to daily blessings. It's a simple exercise but one that has a profound impact on emotional control and the sense of well-being. With gratitude deeply rooted in your life, you'll be ready to absorb and apply all the Stoic lessons discussed so far. By maintaining control over your emotions, reflecting before reacting, practicing dispassion, adopting a long-term perspective, recording your reflections in a journal, seeing obstacles as opportunities, and finally, appreciating what you have, you'll be on a sure path to achieving a truly balanced and happy life. Now that you know these 7 Stoic lessons, the next step is simple: apply them. Knowledge alone changes nothing, but action changes everything. So, ask yourself, are you ready to turn your obstacles into opportunities and maintain control over your emotions? Are you willing to adopt dispassion and see the world with a long-term perspective? If so, start now. And to continue on this journey of growth and self-mastery, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any content that can help you keep evolving. Remember, control is in your hands.